it's great to have you join us. 32 FM 94.9. It's the morning of the 18th of April 2023. I'd like to welcome you to the Break of Dawn paper review. And of course, this is where we get to share with you the headlines making the newspapers this morning. I'm Kenny Durutilu.
And I'm Gbolabo. Good morning, Kenny.
Good morning, Gbolabo. Okay, I have with me the Punch newspaper, I have the Nation newspaper, and of course the Daily Post.
All right, quickly, let's go through the cable NG together this morning, and we have some top stories here on the cable NG. Only tribunal has power to void election. Binani asks courts to review Adamawa poll. An exclusive Malami writes Buhari admits Nigeria cannot win OPL 245 court cases. African leaders need to step in. Chadian president asks Buhari to intervene in Sudan crisis. NCDC reports over 1,000 cholera cases in 3 months. Cross River Ebonyi top list. AMCON takes over Glano Nigeria's assets, over 2.4 billion naira debt. Demands will be addressed soon. Federal government asks aviation workers to cancel strike. INEC asks Yunusa Ari Adama Rec to stay away from office. Federal government approved use of groundbreaking Oxford malaria vaccine. We take one more. Comply with Disability Act when deploying ad hoc staff for elections, analyst tells INEC.
From the Punch newspaper, the major story, fuel subsidy. Federal government begins 40% pay rise for workers, April ending. Elsewhere, House leadership, opposition sings discordant tunes. APC woos minority caucus. Now, a kidnapper collects ransom, buries 3-year-old victim alive. Also, Naira weakens at parallel markets, gains at investors' window. That's on the business side of things on from the Punch newspaper. Hoodlums overpower Rivers NDLEA officials. Free suspects. Lagos bishop accused of raping pastor arraigned. That's, of course, can be found on the Metro Plus page of the Punch newspaper this morning. PDP governors demand a Adamawa Rex trial. Binani sues INEC. Of course, that's a major story, trending one at this time. Malayi's emergence as governorship candidate. Dangerous, says ex-deputy governor. DSS keeping Kanu with patient, alleges counsel. 2 parties challenge Makinde's victory. Tribunal orders service on Sanwo-Olu. Also from the Punch, suspect admits hitting slain Ondo driver's head with stone. That's also from the Metro Plus side of the Punch newspaper this morning. Take a couple more. On the business side, strike innovation workers reject government plea, threatened total shutdown. And yes, some stories from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, quickly over now to the Vanguard newspaper front page. Adama governorship poll crisis. INEC bar suspended rec to announce results Thursday. Among the headlines says flight disruptions as aviation unions begin 2-day winning strike. Gowon leads prayer rally in Umuahia to Irad OT's takeover. And more of the latest news here. Ramadan Talk Day 207, Night of Majesty, turning your impossibilities to realities. 2 aides killed, 3 policemen hospitalized as kidnappers abduct SAN in reverse. And we also have kidnapper buries 3-year-old boy alive after collecting ransom. Area boys attack NDLEA operatives, foil arrest of suspected drug dealer. APC candidate Aisha asks courts to hold Adama give a poll. And more stories here on the front page of the Vanguard. This says police nab hoodlums for extorting student of 150,000 naira. Alleged fraud, court grants 1 million naira bill to 72-year-old ex-NAS member. And of course, we'll take 2 more. Government probes biotech firm disposing toxic waste into river Benue. And the last one here says Ondo police parades 4 suspected principal killers of Uber driver.
From the Daily Post, Adamawa Guba, INEC has left you without single legacy. CNPP to Buhari. Atiku's aide reacts to report of Tinubu's having dual citizenship. INEC suspends Adamawa Rec for declaring APC's Binani winner. Also in politics, PDP demands continuation of collation, conclusion of Adamawa Guba polls. Kogi APC primaries, rape of democracy. God will descend on INEC. Smart. DME. I'll take some more from the Daily Post. Rape allegation, Lagos court remands Bishop Feyi Daniels in Kirikiri prison. JAMB extends 2023 direct entry registration. That's on the education side of things there. Abia election, I benefited from BVAS. Cash crunch, Baribe. Abinani supporters hold victory rally as Governor Makinde pays Fintiri solidarity visit. 800 billion naira subsidy removal palliative avenue to steal money. Sam Amadi. Damawa Guba completely disgraceful. Babachir Lawal slams INEC. I'll take a couple more before we take a look at another paper. Damawa Guba, fresh twist as APC's Binani seeks judicial review of her declaration as winner. Suspended LP chairman Abure reinstated by NLC amidst tight security.
All right, quickly now to the Daily Trust newspaper front page. We have this as the major story. And there's a question, will 5,000 naira palliative cushion the effect of subsidy? And there's a big question mark there. More of the story says, INEC suspends Adamawa Rec for declaring Binani winner. Tinubu micromanages team more than Buhari. Fashola is coming up with that. And of course, more of the story here says, FGO case malaria vaccine for children. Major General Akin Jobi takes over Commander's 40th 1st Division GOC. And gunmen abduct 8 in Benue. JAM extends registration of direct entry. And let's see if we could get more stories here. And this says many killed houses burnt in Plateau village. Oral cancers kill 764 Nigerians annually. That's according to the federal government. Senate. APC secures 59 seats, PDP 36, LP 8, NNPP 2, SDP 2. And of course, we take one more on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, and this says what to expect after the controversy in Adamawa.
From the Nation newspaper, APC maintains lead in House of Reps with 178 seats. INEC suspends Adamawa Rec indefinitely. Also, you find this one, Imo elders adopt rotation policy for political officers. Suspension, IU knows fate, April 28. Kano Jigawa senators back Jibrin for Senate presidency. Don't impose speaker in House, says group. JAMB extends DE registration. November 11 governorship polls. APC sends list to INEC. Battle in immigration over planned extension of CG's tenure. Coerce to soldiers. Justify government's investment in army. Court orders suspended LP chairman Abure. Others to file defense. NAFDAC approves R21 malaria vaccine for use. And lastly, from the Nation newspaper, this one, aviation unions protest grounds Lagos airport.
All right, moving now to the Sun newspaper front page. Senate Presidency Okusunji back Southeast drums support for Kalu. And more of the stories here says Senate Presidency, still talking about Okusunji. Aviation unions to picket NCAA, FAAN, that's FAN, NAMA, NIMET offices. A strike enters day 2. INEC hammer falls on wreck over Adamawa Gibe results mess. APC vows to protect Binani's victory, urges INEC to allow court process. Election petition tribunal strikes out case against Kalu. And more of the stories here are saying, all right, we have that already. And this is election petition tribunal strikes out case against Kalu. PDP governors tax INEC on partisan officials. And of course, we take two more. Ogbaro rep seat, Ogene appreciates constituents, commends opponent. And court restrains APSIEC from holding local government election in Abia. Right about now, we'll take this moment. We'll be back shortly on the Break It Down Papers review here.
FM 94.9.
Màámi, ṣé gbogbo ife bọ́ǹfìtà ilẹ̀ fẹ́ pín?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó ṣàmọ̀ pé àkókò yìí ní ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan pínpín.
Torí ẹ̀ ní bọ́ǹfìtà ṣe ń pín 50 gíráàmù lórí ìdí alátùrọ̀ onígíráàmù 104 kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àwọn ife wọ̀nyí á jẹ́ ti bọ̀dá Musa, alábàágbé wa, ìyàwó wọn, Uncle K.
Lákòókò yìí, ẹ jẹ́ gbádùn àfikún 50 gíráàmù lórí ìdí bọ́ǹfìtà alátùrọ̀ 104 gíráàmù tẹ́ bá rà. Ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí àfikún ìṣaralóore jíjára ti bọ́ǹfìtà. Bọ́ǹfìtà, ó kún fún èròǹgbà rere.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash. As long as you get Momo account, no cash, no wahala. And e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp sharp, because life dey simple with Momo.
My people, this na the tori of Zainab. Na better food she dey chop to take start her day. Come ensure her body with the ogbonge one, the Dior syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12. She don dey kampe, ready to go.
Joanna,
Good morning, Zainab. That na why she dey shine well for work
abeg, pass me the script.
and even for play. The Dior syrup of hemoglobin get vitamin B12 and protein to help fight anemia, exhaustion and fatigue. Just knack 2 spoons of the Dior every day and na so you go just dey sharp rapa. You fit take am direct or you fit mix am with juice. Show say you be champion. Take the Dior.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say. Take the Jones.
The Dior syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12. Now the power to unleash. Make una read the product leaflet o.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
All right, you're welcome back. Is to on to the Break It Down Papers review here on 32 FM 94.9. Of course, we'll start off with the analysis. My name is Gbolabo in Moscow.
And my name is Kenny Durotilo. Joining us is Austin Udumu. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning, Kenny. Gbolabo, good morning.
Good morning, Austin. I guess we have to start with Adamawa controversy. There's so much instances. Now, Benani appears not to be happy about all of this development and also the APC. And people would definitely say this is obvious, that will happen. But now for the wreck, what has happened? What do you think really went wrong? Because INEC had to use the sledgehammer against his own wreck to say stay away from office because of all of the things that have happened.
Yes, perhaps that pending the time of investigation. Of course, INEC has done the needful by asking the wreck to step down, step aside. A national secretary, administrative secretary has been appointed to oversee the INEC in Adamawa. The REC was supposed to face an investigative panel at the INEC headquarters yesterday. But as at yesterday, it was only the INEC chairman that was in Abuja. All of the national commissioners have been sent out to supervise and monitor the supplementary election. And because of the crisis in the aviation sector, flights were technically grounded yesterday, and some of them could not return back to Abuja. So, from the report, some of them will have to travel by road, so which means that panel may have to reconvene today. INEC is still yet to hold official meeting. After that particular meeting that is slated for maybe noon today, a far-reaching decision according to INEC will be taken. It is not just enough to say the REC should step down. We want a situation where the REC will be made to face trial. It needs to be prosecuted. We need to make example of such individual that want to destroy our democracy. Of course, people cast aspersion on INEC. We are just talking about the REC. Fair and well, INEC has delivered to a large extent. It depends on the way you look at it. If you lose, for example, you may think INEC has not really done.
But is this an isolated case? Can the REC walk alone? Is he taking orders for himself?
Well, the REC could walk alone. INEC, in this process, INEC have also suspended some people. Eyinaya Baribe, ABGA candidate, senatorial candidate in Abia North, who won that particular senatorial seat, who defeated the incumbent governor, came out yesterday to say that Beavers worked for him. That was what he said. He said if not for Beavers, it will be easier for the governor to easily overrun him. That is just by the way. The rec, from all indication in Adamawa, the rec has made a commitment that he need to fulfill at all costs. He was under pressure to do that. Others may not be coming from INEC headquarters. Others and the pressure can be coming from politicians. That is why we feel that it must be put on trial, because we need to know more about what actually transpired. If you, as the rec, supervise a process that adjourn the collation and announcement of results till 11 a.m. on that fateful day, and you have to make a reversal to appear before that time, around 9 a.m. or so, and declare a winner. I don't know whether you are getting that. You only declare a winner. You did not declare results. Before a winner can be declared, result ought to have been declared. You declare results. From that result, a winner will now emerge. So it was a mockery, a show of shame. So you could see by what he has done, and somebody who has made commitment. Oh, Gbolabo, I took some amount of money from you to work for you. Now, at all costs, whether rightly or wrongly, I just had to deliver. So he delivered on the wrong footing, because the first round of election, Fitiri, the incumbent governor, got 421,000 plus. The APC candidate, popularly known as Binani, got 390,000 plus, a margin of 31,000. INEC now deemed it wise that areas where election did not take place, votes that are coming from that area is more than the volume of merging. So 31,000 is outstanding already. Don't forget, on this platform sometimes ago, I said personally I do not know the magic that APC can perform to actually win that election, except in the worst case scenario that PDP did not get any additional vote in the supplementary election. So it is quite unfortunate that we are finding ourselves in this particular mess. It is this particular wreck. That is why people like us and some other well-meaning Nigerians feels that this wreck must be thoroughly brought to justice. So we are waiting for INEC. Now the process must be concluded. Somebody posited yesterday that I hope this will not end in court. As we speak now, Binani has gone to court, challenging the process, that there should be a review, of course, an ex parte motion, for example. I don't know what they want to achieve by this Adamawa election. Want to truncate a seamless democratic process in Adamawa State. If you are so popular and people have voted for you, don't forget a winner has emerged before in the 18th of March election. Now, in the 20 local government were affected. Now, results have been declared. The supplementary election results have been declared in just 10 out of 20. Because a candidate is winning marginally by a margin of 2,000, then you now decide and capitalize on that in the middle of the same still process to announce or declare a winner. It's quite unfortunate. So let's await what INEC will do. I don't think this is enough to cast aspersion on the entire process. After all, supplementary election held across the country simultaneously, and the votes and results that were declared at the end of the day reflected the true wishes of the people in some area. So I don't know why Adamawa is turning to a theater of war, because we want to declare result in an election, and the rec is unauthorized by law to declare result in an election. So for doing that, which means that he has committed crime under the law, that is an offense for impersonation. He personated the returning officer, who is the legitimate holder to actually declare a winner in an election. So there are every ground for him to be put on trial. So let's see what INEC will come up with at the end of the day.
Okay, let's take a look at this one. I'd like you to quickly address the issue of dual citizenship. You know, that whole palaver about it. Help us clear things up as it pertains to the president-elect and dual citizenship.
Yes, I think the president-elect need to show cause. He had to come out to make clarification. We know his alliance with Alpha Conde, the president of Guinea. You understand? They are old-time friends. When coup take place in that particular state, the president-elect of Nigeria also played a dominant role, a leading role, to ensure that his friend gets back to office. and that actually happened. We saw that online. Of course, it is not everything we see online that will swallow hook, line, and sinker. But there is need to actually show cause. You understand? Right. For the president-elect to clarify, make categorical statement, but the position of the law is clear. Section 137. No individual can be qualified to run for the office of the president, specifically when you own a dual citizenship, when you willingly and voluntarily obtain the citizenship of another country. Section 28 also give premise to that you could hold dual citizenship if by birth.
Okay.
So Ashiwaju need to come out to tell us that. Maybe we do not know again where he was giving birth to. Perhaps he was giving birth to in Guinea-Bissau. You understand? Right. So that is what we want to know. Some people within the government or in the circle of the APC, they are making it look as if dual citizenship is not an offense. Of course, dual citizenship is not an offense. We must establish that. Dual citizenship in the case of by birth, that is what section 28 of the Constitution says, which means that I, Austin Idumu, I can also be a citizen of another country if it is by birth. Because the implication is that if you voluntarily acquire the citizenship of another country, it suffices to say that you have renounced the citizenship of your own country. And if you are not a citizen of Nigeria, you cannot stand election to any executive office in the country. So apart from plain politics, pedestrianly, unfortunately too, a chieftain from the APC has even told us that the passport has expired. If the passport expire, for example, does that invalidate your citizenship or your indigenship of that particular? These are pedestrian arguments. What we need is that let there be strong statement that is categorical. At what time? Or is it even true? Anything can fly on the social media. That is why we need clarification. Let there be a change between the outgoing government and the incoming government about giving the people the authentic information. Because if people do not have access to the right information, they give room for speculation. And by the time people speculate, if care is not taken, speculation can add up at the end of the day to become what people will take as the authentic, the truth. So let the APC candidate come out this factual argument that the last time I checked the constitution, dual citizenship is not a crime. At what level? The constitution is explicit. I am not a lawyer, but I can talk about it because it's not ambiguous at all. We shouldn't make it look as if it's a big thing because the president-elect is involved. I don't know whether you are getting it. The constitution says that you cannot, as anybody that want to become the president of Nigeria, hold the citizenship voluntarily of another country. Section 28 says that except by birth. You understand? I'm a citizen of Nigeria. I was born in America. Yeah. You understand? Which means it is not voluntary. The choice or the place of my birth is not voluntary for me. That is the decision of my parent.
Right.
So, but you as an adult, if you have decided voluntarily and willingly to adopt or acquire the citizenship of another country, which means that you renounce your own citizenship.
What are the outcomes here? Say Tinubu falls short of the law as regards dual citizenship.
The law is very clear. The constitution in section 137 says that anybody who want to hold the office of the president must not acquire the citizenship of another country, which means that you are not a citizen of the country. I don't know whether you get it. No. So the law is clear, which means that the candidates stand disqualified. But his mandate is invalidated. That's his candidacy, not even his mandate.
Okay.
Because you need to be a candidate, qualify as a candidate to stand in an election before the mandate can be given to you.
Right.
So his candidacy is invalidated by position of the law, but that needs to be proven beyond reasonable doubt.
All right, let's also look at these aviation workers. It's been like a strike too many. And this is another major embarrassment for us as a country, having to go through all of this again, over and over. And now this is another warning for the federal government to accede to their working conditions and their entitlement. Why is it that the government waits till the tail end when you have workers striking, going on rampaging, before they actually accede to some of their requests, like what the federal government is promising them now that they're going to accede to their demands? Why does it have to get to this level? The level of embarrassment that it has caused the country is something that we can't buy back. How much more can we deal with all of these instances?
Yes, it's a sign of irresponsibility and insensitivity on the part of government that we have to wait. I was laughing yesterday when the spokesperson for the aviation ministry came out to say that, oh, why do they have to go on strike? They should have audience, sort audience with the management, have meeting with the management before they went on strike. They gave a notice for a 2 days warning strike. I don't know what audience you want to give. I just told you, my boss, that by 2 days time I will make a protest. I will not appear on this platform. You understand? What are you supposed to do? Austin, why? What is the issue? Then we'll sort it out. Giving that notice is a way of calling for a dialogue. The government has always done this. Do you know why we are talking about this? Because aviation affects them. It affects the political elite, the ruling class, more than the common people. Let me tell you, Gbolabo, Kenny, before the close of business today, this issue might be resolved. Because it affects them. I just told you earlier that INEC National Commissioner couldn't fly back to Abuja on their return ticket because of this strike. It affects them. Once it affects them, they will do something urgently. But it's unfortunate that strike has become the only language that the government of Nigeria understand. This should be like the last resort. We are talking about condition of service. We are talking about entitlement. We are talking about accommodation. We are talking about staffs that have been laid off, and you have come out that their needs will be met. Why will you wait until strike happen in Nigeria? That's the truth. Strike should be an extreme situation, a worst case scenario, the last resort. But in Nigeria today, everybody wants to go on strike because that's the only language that government understand. Even there are some sectors when they want to go on strike, government does not bother. Like the ASU strike, they went on strike for as much as 10 months and government never felt anything. But a time that this aviation crisis started, it didn't last 24 hours. They quickly resolved it because it affected them. They had to fly up and down to campaign. Now they have won election. They had to make consultation on how to share offices. So they are consulting. They are flying up and down. That is why they will quickly address this issue. Why should it have happened in the first instance? It's painting us in a bad light because the international community will look at us as irresponsible kinds of people. As a country, that is the way they will look at us. If business activities have been granted, of course, not only them that are in government flies around. Some people have appointments here and there. They want to book a business flight, they cannot go. The only people that can fly are those who have charter, who have private jet and what have you. It's unfortunate that all of this had to happen. So let the government, this government is going down. So a number of things we won't be calling on this government again. The incoming administration, let them look at this issue. Once there is any issue, address it proactively. Not this fire brigade reactionary approach. It will have happened, a damage will have been caused. Now, like you asked earlier, who pay for all of the economic losses that will have happened yesterday? You know the implication of strike. Billions of naira will be lost within 24 hours. That's the implication. Why do you allow that to happen? Don't forget to this their entitlement. What they're asking for, you still pay them. You have lost in billions. You will still meet their demand. So it's like penny wise, pounds foolish.
That was a productive. Okay, let's take this one. We have to touch on this one. Civil servants, they're set to get a 40% pay rise. That's from the end of this month. And of course, that one is to actually cushion the effect of fuel subsidy that's coming by June. Your thoughts on this one?
I think we have to beware because I don't know what this government is trying to do. Trying to shift the burden of liability to the incoming administration. I do not see any economic or even political sense in that. So civil servants should beware. Where are they going to get the money from? 40% statutory increment. Those of us that are not civil servants who do not work for the government, who increase our pay. I don't know whether you are getting that. How does this affect the common man? You are leaving office, you have borrowed 800 million to cushion subsidy, pay money to people. Now you are increasing salary again for about 40%. How do you get the money from? And you are just going to start this when you will be leaving office in a month's time. How does this work? It does not really add up. So the incoming administration, despite the fact that it's also a product of the ruling party, they most likely going to operate like opposition party, because a lot of things will be reversed. This particular government is making mess of the whole process. That's just the truth. Nobody is saying that worker salary should not be increased. At what time? At what time? Let there be a developmental plan. If you want to remove subsidy, for example, you should propose it. You make provision for subsidy till June, just a month after leaving office, so that the incoming administration will read the liability and the people of the country will be pinched against the incoming administration. Now you have gone ahead to borrow money to pay to people. I think some people want to pay themselves severance package through the back door.
All right.
You understand? All of this you're not allowed to stand.
Okay. We have to take some commercials. We'll be back after this message. Stay with us.
FM
94.9.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash, as long as you get Momo account. No cash, no wahala, and e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo.
Láàrin bọ̀bọ̀ ó tún ti padà débí ó ṣàfihàn láti máa wá sílé wa lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí. sísítà mi ọ̀dọ́mọdékùnrin yẹn ló ń jàre ìrìn bòró ti mọ́ lára.
Màámi ṣé kìí ṣe iná ilé wa tí wọ́n já nítorí yẹn àti dádì kò sówó iná ló fà á tẹ́mi fi wá wo tẹlifíṣàn níbí.
Larry
àwọn ọmọdé ṣá ìwọ náà lọ sanwó náà rẹ báyìí kó o lè sá fún ìdójútì tó rọ̀ mọ́ jíjá náà rẹ. Sanwó náà kó o ra náà pẹ̀lú debit card tàbí kó o transfer láti bank account rẹ ní èyíkéyìí ọ́fíìsì ìpawówọlé IBEDC. Kódà o tún lè sanwó náà rẹ láti pàṣẹ ojúpọ̀nà ẹ̀rọ ayélujára bíi First Wallet, Quick Teller, Buy Power, Mcash, Watu tàbí Bank Hub pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn nílé rẹ lọ́fíìsì tàbí lórí ìrìn gan. Wọlé sí online pẹ̀lú www.ibedc.com. Sanwó náírà ná kí ni rẹ̀ ó lè mọ́lẹ̀ yóò. Ìbàdàn Electricity Distribution Company IBEDC, distributing power, changing lives.
Nǹkan tí mo bá ṣe ò ní fẹ́ mi láì ní òdiwọ̀n. Ó tó gbẹ́kẹ̀lé lójoojúmọ́. Kò sóhun tí mo bá ṣe ó fi fẹ́ hàn mí.
Ìfẹ́ tí kò lábàwọ́n ni ìfẹ́ ìyá jẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí ohun tó dùn tó bíi Indomie alájẹpọnu lákànlọ́. Nítorí náà fi ìfẹ́ hàn pẹ̀lú Indomie.
Ó fi fẹ́ hàn mí.
32 FM 94.9.
All right, so welcome back. You're still on to Break It On Papers Review here on 32 FM 94.9, and it's right about time to open the phone lines and, of course, take your messages on our social media platform. We are live on Facebook. That's 32 FM 949 Ibadan on Facebook and also on YouTube. All right, your numbers are 070-55,949 or 080-97,949. We pick our first caller.
Morning, Gbolabo.
Good morning.
Morning, Ken. Austin, good morning. Austin, the RECCOM lawyer in Adamawa State, I actually believe and agree with him, he should be prosecuted. Probably when they prosecute, he will not start hearing tales. But whether he will not go to prison is what we might not be able to say. Because in Nigeria, you hear a lot of tales. At the end of the day, the whole thing is swept under the carpet. And I will stand to say this. The lawyers in this very government, they are the ones that are giving us this problem. Let me use our local parlance. shame catch me for Fasola for his utterance. I listened to it and I felt ashamed. And of course, our Attorney General himself will know what he's been doing. Please, I want to know what he was talking about in the OPL that he said we might lose. Which of the papers reported that the Attorney General said we might lose OPL? What is he really saying, Austin? Can you please expatiate on that? Good morning, this is okay.
All right, okay. Austin, would you want to react to that immediately? All right, we'll take more calls. And, okay, the numbers are still 070-55,949 or 080-97,949. All right, we'll take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm John Njoku. Thank you, Austin. The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. We should not allow party affliction to blind our logical reason. Last week I was called the obedient. I'm ready to be called the articulate of PDP for being vocal and standing for truth. Adamawa Guba is not only a disgrace, as affirmed by Babachila Wang, he clearly showed that when the embarrassment to the black man in the world, the power that being wanted the woman to govern Adamawa by all means, by passing democratic processes. This must be condemned by Nigerians of good conscience, because what goes round comes round. I am John Newton. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 0705 5949 0809 7949 on Facebook. Omotayo Oluwarotimi writes, I don't think 5,000 naira can relieve our people's discomforts from the proposed rise in petrol price. The government should think of an all-encompassing palliative that would include such things as scholarships for the students and loans for the people to buy their own house. 5,000 naira is not enough as a palliative. All right. Good morning. Hello. All right, do try and call back 0705 5949.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, everybody in the studio.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you.
This is John Olariwaju from Mado. On the issue of Adamawa saga, to me, I'm not even surprised about it. I cannot worry myself about it today. That's exactly what really transpired in general elections, just concluded. When the INEC chairman himself promised that he's going to send every result from polling unit to the IREX, at the end of the day, they made excuse that some people try to do something to the server, which I don't believe to me. Why did he not do anything to the server when he conducted gubernatorial election in every state? So he just only that one. He want to do something to it. So that's for their excuse. Maybe when they go to the court, as the case is in court now, they will know what to do. That's for that one. And then for the issue of borrowing money to pay the poorest people of the poor, I don't understand. 5,000 given to them every month. Because somebody want to siphoning the money because their tenure is about to end. But the analyst rightly said about the increment of the neighbors in Nigeria. Just somebody want to siphon the money before they release. That is why they go and borrow the money. No. What they do giving us, borrowing loan for the subsidy that is not there. That even the president claimed that the subsidy is not there.
Okay.
So and you are going ahead and you are borrowing the money. Just the wasting of money. Thank you and good morning.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, let's quickly go over now to Facebook. Honorable Akinkumi and Camille, the caller, says, Obedient and his media aide David Hundeyi are set of bad losers. They are just looking for a way to bring Tinubu down. They should be reminded this not to campaign period. They should come back in the next 4 years. All right, Austin, you may want to react to that.
Hello.
Okay.
Hold on, we have another call. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Yes.
Yeah, this from UI.
All right.
You know, I was reacting to Austin assessment yesterday that the REC will face the consequences. And I responded that nothing will happen to the REC. You can see the confusion he has caused now. Even the person that was declared illegally has the guts to be saying his declaration. That's fine. I love one thing that Austin said. I'll be asking myself. Even I was in church when I heard that
declare result. I say, how come? With what result? Fine, it's good. But with what result? You were declared winner, no result, no breakdown. Remember, if we're a different society, if that was what also said yesterday result that will come to play, by now, even the candidate that was legally declared should have been arrested. The elect should have been arrested because their action is very, very inimical to Nigerian democracy. If they don't know, people will just find a way to warn the president and the party, and they will not be the first people to merge as party or as president of this country. That's what has been there. Yeah, that's what has been there. The other has been there. They did not talk with democracy. That's what the best of today.
All right, Austin, you might want to react to the OPL cases.
Yes, the OPL case. The letter, Malami wrote letter to Buhari to terminate the pending cases, the OPL. Don't forget the popular Malabu OPL 245. That is one of the most endowed on-air block that we have. And there are a lot of litigation. We have lost in the UK. We have lost in the US in the cases that we instituted. So Malami is now reminding the president that despite all these losses, the court in Nigeria, nothing may eventually come out of it. That because of this litigation against Share and Edney, they are not paying royalty. The government is not making money as a result of that OPL. That rather than continue to lose investment and interest, government should discontinue the case so that at least we can get some money. Not as if we don't have valid case in the OPL, but there was no diligence prosecution. You understand? That's the reason why we have lost so far. We could not prove our case substantially against Adoke, against some other people who were involved in the Malabu oil scam, because the implication is that 1.1 billion US dollar that was paid at that time as bribe, Nigeria's official connived with foreigners, oil giants, to defraud the country. Okay. But the federal government is not letting go because they have not been development of the OPL 245 since Buhari came on board. So what Malami is saying that we are pursuing the case, we are not winning the case, we are not getting money. Why not discontinue the case and see if we can get some money?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, yeah. What's your name?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Your name?
This is Mario calling from Apata. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
All right. On the first subsidy removal, I want to ask you some questions. They said they are going to give 5,000 naira to some vulnerable Nigerians. And here are my questions. Number one, how do you identify the vulnerables? Secondly, what is the population of total vulnerables in Nigeria? Do you have the database? Then how sustainable is this amount that is going to be disbursed? And if you are giving them 5,000 naira monthly for 6 months, that's going to be 30,000 naira that will be dosed out for 6 months. And how will 30,000 naira cushion the effect of the subsidy removal? And lastly, they said the federal government said they want to give out 40% rate for the federal workers. How sustainable is that as well? What's the portrait of the state workers if that money is being given out to the federal workers? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. It takes quickly some messages from Facebook before we wrap things up. Akim Adeye says we should be careful in rushing to conclusion regarding the Adamawa election until we have all the details. Suleiman Sharif, Adamawa sacked rec action was unimaginable and a shame. One of the most important lessons of this election season is that the integrity of the INEC personnel is crucial to free, fair, and credible elections. Thank you very much for that one. I guess that's as much we can take on Facebook. So that's regarding comments there. Before we go, Austin, quickly, any last thoughts?
Yes, the payment of 5,000 to vulnerable households is what I can refer to as last-minute looting by this administration. Subsidy is not going to be removed while you are still in office. You shifted it till a month after your exit. So why are you trying to share the money? They want to loot the money, like the school feeding program that we were on the lockdown and they were sharing money for school feeding puppy at home. That is another scam of the Buhari administration.
All right, thank you very much, Austin Iduma. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
My name is Kenny Turutilu. Good morning.
And I'm Gbolabo Famous School. Bye for now.